Hello, and welcome to another day in the Daily Horror Saga. Today we delve into the life of a man who's cursed with bad luck. Here is The Curse of Joseph McGee, as part of 365 horror shorts. Is there anything in your life that you regret? Maybe you said something hurtful to someone that you haven't seen in years. Maybe you embarrassed yourself out in public. Maybe there's one decision you wish you could go back and change. Today we find that Joseph McGee made a mistake. One that may cost him his life. Here I was, walking home in the middle of the night, the rain pouring down around me. Just my luck, I muttered as I bundled up in my jacket. It's funny. Luck has never really been on my side, I thought. In fact, if there's anyone who draws in bad luck like a magnet, it's me. You see, growing up, I wasn't exactly the nicest kid. I don't remember a whole lot. I just know I was a big troublemaker. I was sent to the principal's office and suspended more times than I could count. And there was a kid or two that I might have picked on in elementary school, but I was like 10, could you blame me? Anyway, as time went on, there was a kid who I picked on a bit. I almost thought we were somewhat friends with how much we were messing around with each other, or maybe how much I was messing around with him. There was one day where we were running laps outside in gym class. I thought it'd be funny to trip him, and he landed head first in a puddle of water, fresh from the rain the night before. When he stood up, he had a damp spot on the front of his pants. We laughed and joked about it. I thought it was hilarious at the time, but thinking back now, it was a dumb thing to laugh about. I probably would have helped the kid up had I been more mature. Later on, near the end of the school year, one of the worst things that had ever happened to me occurred. Our house caught fire. All our belongings burned along with it. We had to stay with our grandparents for a while until we could figure out where we were gonna go. And the worst part of it all, apparently the fire started in my room. That just didn't make sense because I was asleep at the time and my parents had to be the ones to wake me up to get me out of the house. But when my parents heard it started in my room, they blamed me for a while. They grounded me no matter how unfair I said it was. But after that, life got more challenging. I was losing sleep for reasons I couldn't explain. I was falling asleep during class and falling behind in my grades, barely passing as I went. Then in high school I joined the football team, and I was excited. I loved football. Unfortunately, I sucked at it. I guess I sucked so badly for my entire high school career that we never won a single game. Then in my senior year, I guess I fell the wrong way after being tackled and I broke my leg, and I was out for the rest of the season. Speaking of my senior year, I never got to graduate with my class. I never got to walk or get my diploma on stage. I guess what happened was I was missing half an English credit, so I had to spend an entire semester repeating the same class. Thankfully, I was able to get my diploma in December that year. After that, more misfortune beheld me. I could never hold a job for more than 3 months because I would get fired for one reason or another, whether or not it was even my fault. I got evicted from my old apartment last year because I had loud neighbors blasting loud music and stomping like crazy, and I guess the people that lived downstairs from them got confused and made noise complaints about them, but against me. I don't know, she was some crazy old lady who loved making complaints. And then we get to today. My car wouldn't start at work, so now I'm stuck walking home in the pouring rain. But it's not so bad, I guess. Things could always be worse, right? And almost as if on cue, a van quickly approached and stopped right next to me. I stopped in my tracks as the door slid open and a couple of guys jumped out and grabbed me. I tried to fight back, tried to scream for help, but they were too strong. They threw me into the van and drove off. As I sat tied up in the back of the van, the two guys behind me holding onto each of my shoulders made sure that I didn't move. There was a guy in a black jumpsuit standing before me. He approached and kneeled down. He lifted the ski mask that blocked a part of his face. Why did he look so familiar? "Do you remember me?" he asked in a cold, almost growling voice. "'Cause I certainly remember you." I shook my head. "I don't know," I said, my heart racing. I tried squirming against my restraint, but the men behind me held me back. "Who are you? Why did you do this to me? I didn't do anything." "Oh, you don't remember?" he asked. I noticed the knife in his hand, bringing it closer to my face as he gently grazed the blade over my head. "Maybe the nickname Pissy Pants Sammy might ring a bell." Sam? Sammy? My eyes went wide with realization. "Dude, it's been years. What's up with this, man? Why is this necessary?" I struggled a bit against the restraints as Sam backed away a bit. "Oh, so you do remember me? Then you must remember all the pain and misery you put me through all those years ago. You must remember how relentless the bullying was, and not a single time were you sorry for any of it." "Is that what this is about?" I shouted. "You kidnapped me over something dumb we did as kids. Look, if you want an apology, you got it, okay? I'm sorry." He stomped forward in anger, waving the knife in my face. "You don't understand. This was more than bullying. This goes beyond dumb kid stuff. Have you ever noticed a streak of bad luck over the years? That was my doing. Well, my parents' doing." "You've got to be fucking kidding me," I shouted. I could feel my blood boiling. All those lost jobs, my childhood home that was engulfed in flames, my broken leg, that was all him? I struggled against the restraints. I was nearly free. I wanted so badly to punch this guy, to get back at him for all the pain he put me through over the years. And for what? Some dumb childhood jokes? But as soon as I was able to move more than an inch, the guys behind me threw me back down. "Oh, you're a feisty one, aren't you?" he taunted me as he leaned over me with his knife. "But yes, my parents put a curse on you. Every time I was bullied because of you, something terrible would happen to you. But all of this came at a cost. I couldn't rely on a single strand of hair from your backpack to keep the curse going. Eventually, it burns out, and I have to find something else. I used water bottles, a tissue, a dirty sock. But once again, the well is dried up, and I need something more. I need blood." He grabbed my hand and lowered the blade to it. I tried to pull away, tried to fight my way out of it, but they were too strong. Being held down by two guys, a third guy using all his body weight to keep my arm outstretched. It was an impossible scenario to escape from, but again, Sam lowered the blade to my hand, and the blade went in. But just then, the van hit a speed bump. The knife slipped. Instead of slicing through my hand, it sliced cleanly through my wrist, in a fiery pain that shot through my entire body. Sam saw what happened and backed away terrified. No, not like this," he yelled out. His gaze turned from me to the guys behind him. "Throw him out." "What?" I asked as I grasped my wrist tightly, trying to stop the bleeding. But then I felt the man behind me grab my shoulders and back tightly, then threw open the van door and tossed me out into the grass nearby the road and continued zooming past, leaving me for dead. This episode was written and produced by DL Dare. All audio is from epidemicsounds.com. If you enjoyed this episode and want to read more 365 horror short stories, check out 365 Horror Shorts on Substack, or at 365horrorshorts.blogspot.com. This podcast is distributed by Acast, based on the daily horror short stories by DL Dare.